So, Logan, how was your power nap?
How long have I been asleep?
Look there.
For about a day or two.
Maybe we could
and then after that, Matt went to take one.
Actually, no. Matt just remembered that this planet's full of bugs, and he hightailed it.
That's fair. Oh crap, we're going to the Aparoid Homeworld.
I'll be sure to pull him back in here for the finale. Don't worry. But we're heading to the Aparoid Homeworld this part, and this is easily my least favorite level in the entire game, especially on this difficulty.
So we need to go in and take out more shield generators so that our boys, that the good old boys plus Crystal can come in and take out the field. Also, Crystal gets to be, I can't say it yet. It'll date the video again.
Well, nah, it's already been long established she's going to be an assist trophy in Smash Ultimate.
Yes.
Yeah. But, anyway...
Does she get her blaster? No, she gets the stick that reminds everybody of the game we don't like talking about.
Well, to be fair, it's kind of better that she has a stick than just be another Fox clone.
Okay.
So, anyway, just to let Logan catch up, last part we actually came to the Aparoid Homeworld via a portal formed at the orbital space station.
Wormhole.
Yeah, essentially. And we've warped ourselves here to the Homeworld, which is... Well, again, it's Homeworld. It's festering with these motherfuckers. And,
so if we can take out this base, will this actually stop the Aparoid invasion?
Not quite. There's another stipulation. We have to find the Queen, and then we have to inject her with this self-destruct program that Beltino had built inside the space station. And once we launch it in her, then she blows up.
Why can't we just blow her up? Why do we have to have her blow herself up?
Because this is the only way we can. Well, if we can blow her up with this thing, it'll blow up all the other Aparoids. It's a hive mind sort of thing.
And these hatcher things can only be blown up with special weapons.
You can blow them up with just about anything, but some work better than others.
Gotcha.
Like obviously using the blaster at full charge.
Alrighty.
But yeah, no, like this level right here is the epitome of the phrase "too fucking big."
Well, it looks pretty large. How linear is it, or is it just a big maze?
Dude, it is anything but linear. There are several pathways you do need to take in order to find all the hatchers. And if you're playing this on silver difficulty like I'm doing, you're also going to have to make two side detours in order to actually find the other targets. I want to say in the bronze difficulty there's only 4 of them, but here, no, there's like, well, again, the higher the difficulty, the more hatchers you gotta find. The more hatchers you gotta find, the more likely you're gonna have to call them all over the fucking place.
Spoilers, James hates being on foot in a Star Fox game, and honestly, I don't blame him.
I'm not saying I hate being on foot, I just hate having to go through a fucking labyrinth.
That's fair. That is fair.
A very, very claustrophobic labyrinth with a whole bunch of space bugs.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously you're not going to get any help from your teammates because they're outside taking care of, well, if they're taking care of all the flying space bugs outside.
I'm taking their word for it. I don't see them, but I mean, they're doing their best.
I hope my teammates are doing a good job getting rid of all the opposition so they don't get in here and rip me to shreds.
Cuts back to them in the freaking cantina. This coffee sure is good.
Fox, help me! You know, that would be the worst fucking... That would be the worst fucking thing if I ever had to save my teammates while I was inside here. Which, thankfully, they're smart about that.
Oh god, that would suck, because then you'd have to traipse all the way back out. And the second you come back here and put the thing back in park, help!
God damn, Slippy.
Put the parking brake back on and... Oh, yeah. Goodness me. How you doing, Seely?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm feeling rather giddy over something we saw earlier today, but we're not going to talk about that right now because honestly, we have better places to talk about it.
Yes, but but just know that we are big things coming this year. And we got to do something for that, definitely.
Just to spoil ahead here a bit, December cannot come soon enough.
Yeah.
Oh, also,
no,
other things. I mean, nope. I'm still now. Personally, even though that E3 leak we saw a long time ago turned out to be fake, I still would like something new I would like something new Star Fox related next year to be announced.
I'm convinced we're going to get at least one more direct within the next month or so. Just because, I mean, this was only a... Well, okay, I'll just say this right off the bat.
No.
This was a Smash related direct, so...
Right, no, I just...
all the...
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about pertaining to Smash. I just meant like a new Fox game.
Right. No. I'm just saying, like, I'm expecting that we're gonna get at least one more, like, very direct, because the one we just had was Smash based. But I assume we're at least gonna get one that's gonna talk about what's coming out in the fall, either this next month or the month after. I mean, if nothing else, it's probably just gonna be a mini.
Sorry, hang on.
Dogs say a mini. A mini. Hey, R-Wing.
I want a full class meal.
Wish we could use the R-Wing. Oh, there we go, Landmaster. Now,
So yeah, for this you're going to need the Landmaster, because some of the pathways to actually reach some of the hatchers are locked behind doors that you can't break yourself.
Now, potentially unpopular opinion, I really don't like E3 anymore.
E3's kind of, honestly, E3 just feels like a complete afterthought nowadays, especially considering all these companies like to go to all these panels at all these cons that are happening now. And in Nintendo's case, well, they have their directs every few months, so it's like,
yeah, like that's the thing. It's like
there's not much.
It doesn't. Sorry.
It's lost some of its luster within the past few years.
It doesn't hold up to its. It doesn't hold up to its hype like it did in the previous years.
Well, because everyone's trying to. Because I think. Because this is what I'm worried about. Also, welcome back, hype. This is what I'm worried about with E3 is two things. One is that back when E3 was like a big thing, that was like back in the day when like not everybody could stream, not everybody could watch streams.
Exactly.
So those big conventions were like the only main way for developers to really communicate with their
Remember when the internet
stuff.
was just a wee little baby?
But now now we're in a world where they can just do freaking Nintendo. Like Nintendo, I think is actually being very progressive with this. They just hold their own little mini E3s whenever they feel like, whenever. And this is the big thing I'm mentioning here is I don't like the concept of E3 because I feel like it pressures too many developers to be like, oh crap, we gotta have something ready to show every year, and you should never rush a game. Just to have like some presentation, just to have some demo.
I mean, that's why we have these conferences in the first place. Because these other conferences besides E3 in the first place. I mean, it gives them an excuse to show off what little they have so far, and like even give you a first taste of it. It kind of makes E3 look redundant in that respect.
Well, and especially in the case of Nintendo, I like with Nintendo is that I rarely get the feeling Nintendo's rushing something. They make it direct. Sporadically, yes. There's not really a set. Oh, it's March 23rd, time for a direct. They make a direct whenever they feel like they have enough that is worth showing in a direct.
Which, in all fairness, though I do usually notice a pattern when it comes to directs. Usually they hold them like once every couple of months. Usually, it's kind of like a seasonal thing. Like you get one during the fall, one during the winter, and so on and so forth.
So honestly, I feel like if these other big companies, Sony and Microsoft, wanted to hold their own, like almost in a competitive schedule, that may actually be better. I do prefer that because it keeps the fun lasting all year round.
Right, and not to mention, like, again, like, if they want to make, like, playable demos of these things, well, just post an event at, like, Target or Best Buy or something.
Yeah.
I miss demos for anything. We don't have demos anymore.
They still do them. It's just that we don't have the time to actually go to these stores.
Well, I mean, like,
they sometimes don't even have that good of a library to begin with.
Well, I mean, back in the day when, like, on a PC or an Xbox 360, you could download a demo version of a game.
Yeah.
Well, we still do get those nowadays. As a matter of fact, I was on the eShop not too long ago, and they actually have a demo of Valkyria Chronicles 4 up and ready.
That's nice.
Or was it Valkyria Chronicles? That one RTS game with the really distinct anime style.
That's Valkyria Chronicles.
Okay, yeah, I can't believe we've already come to this point where there's already 4 fucking games, and this is the second game in the entire franchise to actually be full-scale console thing.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the other two were, like, PSP exclusives.
Right.
Rest in peace.
But, yeah, I can't remember the last demo I played of anything. Like,
I mean, I played a few myself. Like, you remember our look at on Star Allies?
Oh, yeah, that is true.
That was a demo.
Oh, that's right. So I did play that. There was that demo. Hi, what was the most recent demo you've played?
Star Allies.
Okay. And Seely?
The last time I ever played a demo was back in the day, in the N64 days, Majora's Mask.
Sheesh.
I didn't know Majora's Mask had a demo.
Well, kiosks.
Well, yeah, like, you know, the good old days of, like, Sears where there's just a random TV and N64 in
I remember
the case.
Yeah, those
I remember the days when McDonald's used to have those.
I was about to say, remember when McDonald's had those demo...
GameCube things in N64.
Put the whole games in them?
Yeah. My McDonald's used to have that as well. In fact, I remember the 2 games that I had for it: Banjo-Tooie and Mickey Speedway USA.
I know the one I had Kazooie, Mars 64, Tigger's Honey Hunt, and a couple others I don't even
Tigger's Honey
remember.
Hunt is good. Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot. I don't think I ever watched it yet. How did that Honey Hunt thing go? You two.
Oh, right.
It went pretty good. Like, the girls had a lot of fun with it. By the way, the reason I'm muffled right now is because I'm eating dinner.
Oh, I thought you were being possessed by the Mask of Pain, who was upset that you used his game as an April
Oh,
Fool's
Honey
joke.
Hunt was fun, especially
Kaboom.
with Steve.
Destroyed.
Yeah, doing the Tigger was a different thing. Anywho's, so then I remember okay, random like thought is, well, I guess random tangents that I remember a long time ago. So I was getting a haircut, and I was probably like what? Like I was probably like maybe 14, 13, and my normal barber wasn't available that week, so instead we went to some salon called Cool Cuts, which
Oh yeah, don't be a dipshit like me and try to actually gun this part, like trying to take shortcuts, because you can end up jumping down the pit like I did, and costing me 1 recording session.
Or just get the Landmaster, dude.
For a minute, I thought you were about to say, "Don't be like me and go to Cool Cuts."
No, I actually don't, because salon cuts usually are not that good. Barbers are the best way to go, but I did recently find a good barber who technically works at a salon, but never mind that. So, Cool Cuts was this, they're probably still open maybe in some areas, but the idea was that it was like a whole place geared towards kids, and I remember playing 2 games. I remember playing in the waiting lobby, because they had video games everywhere, and that was the other thing, is that they advertised, while you're in the salon chair, getting your hair cut, you can play a video game.
Oh, what luck.
In some cases, it's really good. In other cases, like when the game that you're playing is frickin' Super Monkey Ball 2, it's a little
Totally
more
intentional,
anxious.
but I'll take it.
In some cases, it's really fun. In some cases, it's fun, like when I'm playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's cool. Other times when I'm trying to play Super Monkey Ball 2, it's a little more stress-inducing.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this part right here is actually this is something you'll only go through in like silver difficulty and higher, where you have to there's 2 facilities on the left and right side of the entire map, and you have to break through using the Landmaster. Now these are pretty goddamn claustrophobic, if I can be completely honest.
Looks like
And the things that are generating the shield for the Hatcher are spread out pretty thin. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of. Oh no, there's also this shit where you gotta take out a bunch of enemies while trapped inside the hallways.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that's no fun at all. But at least I have a sniper rifle on me. What that's worth. Actually, going back to Logan's whole story real quick about having barbers at, video games at like a barbershop or whatever. Like, I wish the barbershops I go to were that generous.
yeah.
Though I
Yeah,
do
same
remember
here.
that long before, before it shut down and all that, there's actually a Cool Cuts that also had like an antique gaming shop right next door to it, and I
Really?
remember there was a glass Mario statue there, and I think that's where I got my copy of Kirby 64.
Nice.
I remember
Was
the
Mario
other
statue
game I
promoting any game in particular, or
Pardon?
he was asking was the glass statue made for like marketing purposes.
I think it was just for marketing purposes. I don't remember that as a glass statue of Mario in his heyday.
Okay. The other game I remember playing at the Cool Cuts was Incredibles Rise of the Underminer or something,
Oh wow.
which I heard
now
was
we have
okay.
Incredibles 2, which pretty much makes that game non-canon.
Yep.
Basically.
But no, anyway.
It's like they always knew deep down that they weren't going to follow it up with Frozone having his time to shine.
So, James, where to next? In
We
this
still got- we
lovable
still-
environment.
I know, right? Like I said, basically these 2 buildings that I have to go through, they're laced with a couple of enemy gauntlets, and again, the generators that bring up the shield for the Hatchers are spread out very thin. So it's kind of like going through a mini maze of a sort inside a maze.
Gotcha.
Gee, what gave that away, Falco?
I was gonna say, shut up, Falco.
I'm running on empty here.
Well, just
screw
a
you,
hunch.
Falco.
Anyway, I
No
think that
one
should
likes
just about do it. damn it. Just
Now
die.
we're here. So, and we need to kill all the green hatcher things.
They're technically those are just generators, if I'm not mistaken. They basically generate a shield for the hatchers, which are technically the shield generator for the entire fucking facility. So
you have to kill shield generators to break down the shield of another generator.
Exactly.
And tell me again why why this game really didn't take off as well as Nintendo was hoping it would.
Well, for one, it was released pretty late in the the GameCube's lifespan, and secondly, just well, the control. To be fair, on a GameCube controller, the controls for the on-foot sections are pretty fickle. Not to mention, like, once you get to later portions of the game, like, this is like the worst example of a map in the single-player campaign that just takes too goddamn long to scout through.
Again, this whole video is just a length of one mission. Oh.
In all fairness, that's pretty much all the commentary, save for like part 5, I think, where we got to do 2 missions in one because they were just that short.
Right.
It's a good thing one of those missions was filler.
Yeah.
I guess. Is every map after this one going to be shorter, or do they just get longer?
Okay.
They sort of range between the 20 minute time frame. By the way, Crystal's doing so well down there taking out that roller Aparoid that just blew up my landmaster.
Could have done a better job there, Crystal. I'm just saying, not pointing at fingers. Crystal, yeah, about 30 seconds too late there.
I thought you wanted me to defend the gummy bear machine.
You don't hurt it.
What gummy bear machine?
Slippy!
Thank you, Slippy. But, yes, what was I saying? Just saying that, I'm trying to think of any other cool, okay, now I'm actually all of a sudden thinking of, like, other, like, Nintendo rides that could happen at Universal Studios.
Let's see, we got F-Zero bumper cars, we got, just ideas, not exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, just to put it on the table.
Bumper cars.
I was gonna say, just to put it on the table, what we do know is that there's going to be a Mario Kart-based indoor ride where you're on go-karts, and it is theorized that that Universal Studios has been experimenting with what they call real-time 3D technology. The idea being that, like, they've already done it a little bit here and there with the Spider-Man ride at Florida and other attractions, but the idea is that I think also a Transformers ride, and the idea is that while you're on the ride moving around, your glasses, like the 3D glasses, actually interact with objects on the ride itself. So things look like they're popping out at you and stuff. And the idea is that they're wanting to work with, like, they want to integrate virtual reality goggles with the ride, so that, like, while you're on the ride, you actually do see Wario right beside you and Mario riding ahead, kind of thing, like on the track with you.
Nice.
Which would be cool. The other ride that has been confirmed is a Donkey Kong-esque ride, roller coaster themed after their famous minecart sections.
Disco Tree?
Yes.
Oh, minecart. Okay, that's fair.
And the biggest technological advance I could see with that is they've patented a technology so that sure, it will look like you're in a giant minecart, a la DK, except actually, although it looks like the wheels of the cart are on a track that's just below you, there is actually a second mechanism that your cart is actually attached to, which is attached to a second track hidden beneath the fake stand-in track. So that essentially you can then, using this and like a cherry lift, hold on to your cart and simulate actually jumping over holes in the track ahead of you, a la those minecart sections. When in fact you're never actually leaving the ground. It'd be cool.
So anyway, we've taken care of all the hatchers on foot. Now apparently there's some more hatchers up in the air, so let's take care of them with our R-Wing.
I love Peppy, like, you gotta get busy destroying things. What do you think I've been doing?
Yeah, seriously.
But just going back to Nintendo Land, I'm not sure if you guys heard me, but one idea that I definitely wouldn't mind them doing is like Metroid laser tag.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
That'd be nice.
Either co-op or, you know what? Have it be team-based, like, you know, 2 different factions of hunters working together. That this, oh god, you know, I actually have an idea.
So, like Foundation.
So-
what was that 3DS game called again that everyone hated at first?
Metroid Prime Hunter.
Federation Force.
That's
No,
it.
he's talking about He's talking about wait on the 3DS or the DS?
3DS.
Oh,
That's Federation Force.
Yeah, no. So the idea is that you'd have different factions of hunters in teams of 4, perhaps. Let's say Federation Force, and the idea is that while you're fighting, like the idea is that you are trying to go and be a bounty hunter, and that means you have to kill as many space pirates, Metroids, everything else you can, and build up your score. While at the same time, you also need to be careful of an enemy team of 4 hunters who are in that same room area, quote unquote, whatever. And so. Okay, so
How are you, Falco?
I'm building an entire rule set. I'm sorry, I'm overcomplicating this whole thing.
Fox, I do believe you're like low below. I'm up here.
Oh, there's
See?
Falco. Coming,
This
Falco.
part sucks.
So the idea,
At least the Aparoids are taking their sweet ass time taking him down.
so the rule set is that. Thank you. So the rule set is that. Sure, you can focus your energy on taking out the other 4 hunters, but that actually won't increase your score. The idea is that you want to focus on killing the enemies, like the aliens, but if you don't mind to watch out for those other hunters, they can shoot you, and if they deplete your energy, you can't use your blaster for a set amount of time, and thus you can't build up your score anymore.
Ah, shit.
That is my idea for a Samus laser tag thing off the
Well,
concept.
goodbye, Homeworld.
Oh, wow. You fall lonely.
Yeah, basically what you saw there was how not to do this level. This is how you do the level.
Sealy, what are
Turn on your retros and blast the living shit out of these things.
What?
Nice. What would be an idea for a Nintendo ride you would want to see?
This one's probably a way too popular opinion, Zelda Escape Room.
That'd be cool. I mean, they did do it. Some sort
Yeah,
of
They
Zelda.
tried to do some
Right,
sort of
they did.
Zelda dungeon.
But the issue is, in spoilers, the Zelda escape room itself, it was just like tarps and like cloth. And did you see what they did for the quote unquote ending congratulatory message at the end of the event?
No.
Literally, all they did, Sealy, was they took the Ocarina of Time ending with Ganondorf, but they changed the username, the player name, to like escape room games or whatever, and they just played that exact same sequence on a projector for everybody.
Curse you!
Escape
that
room
sucks.
games. It does, but no, but I'm saying like, but yeah, imagine if they actually had a full on, like, we're talking like they actually make a set and they
Yeah.
build a whole like series of rooms. Like that would be sick.
Uh-huh.
I love how you say that so casually, Peppy. It's like,
Also pay-
sure you get, yeah, I'll lose my streak and also my fucking life.
Yeah.
And you know what?
All
You can
about
go
the high
a step further, Logan, and have like you can pay people to act like Moblins or Stoffos and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Speaking of which,
Done.
get on this, guys. Nintendo Universal Studios, Luigi's Mansion, Haunted Mansion House, like Haunted House. Come on, guys. It writes itself.
And make sure his soul is ready to go before the event.
He's dead. Anyway, we did it.
Just had to get that out there, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Now it's time for shit to actually be fun again.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's now or never. Oh crap, that's right. The next part, we're gonna track down the Queen now that we have access to the planet.
Stay tuned for the finale, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.